Now, Britain's biggest scientific research facility for a generation opened in Oxfordshire. It's called the Diamon Synchatron, and it's described as a super microscope capable of probing deep inside molecules and can be used in everything from genetics to archaeology. Fergus Walsh had exclusive access to the project, and here's how he told us about it.
This is science on a vast scale. Now, beneath all this concrete is the synchatron, a particle accelerator which produces an intense beam of light. It's more than 500 meters long, stretching in a giant circle around here, and scientists from all over the UK are already queuing up to come here.
It all starts here. This is an electron gun. Particles are fired out of here and then start a remarkable journey where they reach dizzying speeds. To help understand the science, look at the building from the air. It's shaped like a giant donut for good reason, because as soon as the electrons are fired, they spin round and round until they reach the huge circular vacuum ring where they produce ultraviolet, infrared and X-ray light.
I'm now at the heart of the Diamond Synchatron, a giant racetrack for electrons. Guided by coloured magnets, they will hurtle around the perimeter so fast they could travel to the moon in less than a second. Now, the intense light they give off will be channeled into any of up to 40 research laboratories where scientists will be waiting.
This physicist from Durham is the very first scientist to use light from the synchatron. The minute samples being studied are taken from computer hard drives. The X-ray beams fired onto them will reveal their structure in the finest detail ever seen, and that could lead to practical benefits.
We're studying the magnetic sensors you find in your hard disk drive in your computers and in your MP3 players. By using Diamond, we hope to be able to gain a better understanding of how these work and how they are made, so that we can miniaturise your devices even further, and you can carry around more music and more video where you go.
Science on this scale doesn't come cheap. The Diamond Synchatron cost £300 million, money from government and the Wellcome Trust. It's the UK's biggest science project for 30 years. Professor Dave Stewart used synchatrons to decode the structure of foot and mouth disease. Now he'll be using this machine to study how viruses like flu invade cells. It could be very timely research.
Up until now, we've had to travel to France with the samples, and one of the problems is those samples, because they're biological, are very delicate, they can get damaged easily in transit. Now we can come here and work very quickly, effectively, and just produce better science more quickly.
The science involved here is highly complex, but put simply, the synchatron is like a giant torch, producing light so bright it can penetrate solid steel and reveal the structure of molecules in the finest of detail.
Now, the number one priority here will be to accelerate research which could produce new medicines, but the synchatron will be open to a vast array of scientists, perhaps archaeologists wanting to examine artifacts, or researchers trying to produce better tasting food. There's even enough space here for sections of an aircraft wing to be winched in and X-rayed. It all opens for business tomorrow.
Fergus Walsh reporting.